I shall Mangawi.
So good morning. So this is our second session for our remedial reading. Last time we read about the Filipinos are migrants. Yeah. Tapos pinag-usapan natin doon kung ano yung mga cultures and norms ng mga Filipino when it comes to drinking alcohol. So for today, for this evening, magdidelve tayo sa Egyptian literature. So first, let's have first a quick background tungkol sa Egypt. So as you can see, this is Egypt. Yeah. So first, overview about the Egypt. So Egypt is a transcontinental country in North Africa, with a small part in the Sinai Peninsula of Africa and the Middle East. It is bordered by the Mediterranean Sea to the north and the Red Sea to the east. So yung Egypt, located siya sa Africa. Yeah. So Egypt, kilala Egypt as one of the oldest civilization sa mundo. So Egypt is a North African country renowned for its ancient civilization. Iconic monuments such as the pyramids of Giza and the Sphinx, and the Nile River, which has been the lifeblood of the region for millennia. So yung Nile River, ito yung nagbibigay ng buhay sa Egypt as a country. So yung Nile River, one of the longest rivers sa buong mundo. Ayan. So sa Egypt, merong mga festivals and tradition. Egyptian celebrates a multitude of culture and religious festivals throughout the year. Meron yung Ramadan. Yung Ramadan sa mga Muslim. Ramadan is one of the most significant, marked by fasting. It's one of the most fasting, prayer, and evening feast. Yung the Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha holidays are also widely celebrated. The Sham el-Nissim festival, with roots in ancient Egypt, is a spring celebration where families engage in picnicking, traditional music, bell dancing, folklore are central to Egyptian culture events. So sa may Egypt, prominent din ang Muslim beliefs, mga Muslim, ganyan. Kaya meron ginagawa din nila yung mga celebrations ng mga Muslim. Ayan. So sa Egyptian cuisine, culture and cuisine. So football is the most popular sports in Egypt. So alam niyo naman yung football, di ba? So yun yung one of the most popular sports nila sa Egypt. With a devoted following. The country has a long history of success in international football, with the national team having won numerous titles. Egypt is also prominent force in squash, having produced numerous top-ranked players. Traditional sports such as wrestling and camel racing. So, di ba sa Egypt, there are lots of camels. Yun. So, meron din silang, kung dito sa Philippines, meron tayong carabao racing. Sa Egypt, meron silang camel racing. Camel racing remain popular in rural areas, serving a testament to the country's rich culture and heritage. So, yun. So, ngayon na nakilala nyo na kung ano ang Egypt, ngayon, kung may background na kayo about sa Egypt, ngayon, ang magiging center ng discussion natin ngayon ay about sa Egyptian literature. So, meron tayo dyan, copy nung short story. Anong title niyan? Entitled Half a Day by Naguib Mahfouz. So, before ulit tayo mag-delve sa pagbabasa ng short story at pag-analyze ng content ng short story, let's know first and understand yung mga unfamiliar words na pwede nyo ma-encounter during reading the short story. So ano lang to, mga few unfamiliar words na na pwede nyo that you can see, that you can read while reading the short story as a whole. So first, pwede mo kang basahin yung first short story. Ay, yung first, first unfamiliar word. Ito? Unfamiliar. So, you read this unmarred. Ayan. So, meaning, ano yung meaning niya?
Not spoiled,
damaged,
or made less.
Pag unmarred, parang ano siya. For example, meron kang
gusto.
Apple. Diba? Tapos yung apple, pag maganda pag sira-sira siya, tatawagin mo siyang spoiled apple or spoiled banana. Bulok or sira. Pag unmarred naman, in good condition, not spoiled, walang damage, or made less perfect. Walang sira. For example, pag sa may dalawang mag-asawa naman, unmarred marriage, hindi sirang kasal, hindi sirang pamilya, unmarred family. Pwede mo siyang gamitin sa ganung bagay. Iwan yung second word lang. Ito, tingnan mo, may example siya. The bride's white gown remained unmarred despite the long procession through the narrow streets of Vigan. Meaning, the gown stayed clean and perfect. Yun yung use niya. Okay. Second.
Stern and green.
Okay. Basahin mo yung meaning.
Stern, seriously, or showing strong, disapproval.
Yung green.
Harsh, providing, or gloomy in appearance or mood.
So, yung stern, meaning ng stern, serious, strict, or showing strong disapproval. Ano siya? Yung stern ay, tawag dito? Facial expression.
Nagpapakita ng pagiging serious.
For example, in your classroom, when all of you are chaotic and shouting, di ba? There are times na teacher natitigan na kayo, giving you a stern look. Meaning nun, parang nagbibigay siya ng disapproval sa nakikita niya. It is serious, strict, and showing strong disapproval. While yung green, harsh, forbidding, or gloomy in appearance or mood. Parang yung green parang siyang in negative way na parang, pwede expression din siya eh. Yung yan, green yun. Oo, yan, nagsasangit. So dito sa example, pwede mo kasahin yung example. Yung the teacher.
The teacher gave a stern and green look for the students who were catch cheating during the knuckle exam.
Ayan. Meaning, the teacher looked very serious and disapproving. So, ayan. Pag pinagsama mo yung stern and green, ano lang yun? Basically, it's a sign of disapproval. Parang hindi maganda yung ginagawa mo.
Parang hindi approve yun sa teacher.
Ayan. Okay, number 3. Di ba naman tayo nila? School.
A facial expression of anger or displeasure. Displeasure from
Yun, prawn. Yung pag mo. Ayan, scold. For example, may ginawa siyang hindi maganda, nag-away kayo, gagawin mo siya. Meaning nun, you are scolding him. Parang galit ka na sa kanya. Galit mo, prawn ka na sa kanya. Yun. Yun yung scold. Tingnan mo dito sa example. Lola Letty would always scold whenever someone left the gate open during siesta hours. Yun, scold. Ano ba yan? It can be accompanied by words, but yung pag-school or yung expression ng pag-school or pag-frown ay ano na siya, it's a word na siya, may meaning na agad. Hindi na kailangan sabihin na, ay galit siya. Parang pag nakita mo lang, ay may something, parang galit ko. Ganun.
Hindi mo na kailangan magtanong kung ano yun.
Yan. Number 4, throngs. A large, densely packed crowds of people or animals. Ayan. For example, sa school niyo, pag may activities kayo, di ba? You will always gather sa gymnasium. pupunta kayo lang sa gym, tapos mag-assembly, magpipila, gano'n. You can call that throngs. A throngs of people, or a group of people, a larger group of people. Diba? For example, dito, nanonood ng basketball, pwede mo sabihin na there are throngs of people watching the basketball game. Pwede gano'n. Okay, tapos last word natin, iwan mo sa
Conjurers.
Ayan.
People who perform magic tricks or illusion, especially or entertainment.
Ayun. Yung conjurers ay nagpe-pertain sa mga people who are performers. Pwede silang mga magicians. Ayan, they are called conjurers as well. Ayan. Street conjurers in the Visaria amaze kids by making coins disappear behind their ears. Meaning, magicians or someone who knows how to do magic, performing on street or performing on other places. So, yung mga unfamiliar words na pwede nyo ma-discover or makita dyan sa story ay unmarred, stern and green, skull, throngs, tapos conjurers. Okay. Tapos now that natapos na tayo tapos nyo na maintindihan yung mga unfamiliar words na pwede nyo ma-encounter. I just want to ask you these questions para ma-establish natin yung understanding nyo towards reading the story. Kasi mga questions na to, merong related siya dyan sa short story. Okay. So first, recall your experience on the first day of your school. What unforgettable incident did you have? Nung first day ng school na nag-aral kayo, or if naalala niyo bata kayo, or yung recently, ano yung parang experience nyo na hindi nyo makakalimutan? Or incidents na nangyari? For example, yung iniwan ako ng bata, iniwan ako ng nanay ko, iyak ako ng iyak, gano'n iyak mo ako ng
Binigay na ba?
Oo, gano'n. O ikaw iwan mo. Hindi mo makakalimutan ng first time na pumasok. Wala kayo gano'n.
Una po, hindi ko na kaya ng baon.
Yeah,
Hindi ko pala binigyan.
hindi ka binigyan. You were really hungry, during that time.
Ako,
Ikaw naman.
ilalabas ako ng picture ko kasi makulit mo.
Pinalabas ang teacher kasi makulit. Okay. So those are your experiences. As for me naman, when I was young, in my elementary days, I've always remember going home first day of class para mag-CR sa bahay. Kasi ako, meron akong lactose intolerance. So, I always have to go to the bathroom every now and then. So, that's one of my experiences na hindi ko nakakalimutan talaga. Okay. Tapos, in your experiences during attending first day of your class, now, what lesson did you learn from that? Anong lesson yung natutunan mo from your experience na sinare mo na hindi ka nakainin ng bakal? What's the lesson you have learned? Ikaw naman, what's the lesson you have learned na pinalabas ka? Anong natutunan mo doon? Na dapat magpakabait. Ayan, na dapat magpakabait.
And ba't ko na uulit?
So, you should be kind, you should not be chaotic inside the classroom so that your teacher would not tell you to go outside the classroom, di ba? Ikaw naman yun. What did you learn from that?
Yun din nila.
And then, you always ask for your baon, no? For the money, para you'll not be hungry inside the classroom or in school. Okay, last question. As a child, what was your view about the world around you? So, bilang bata or bilang sa ngayon, ano yung view niyo sa mundo? Ano yung naisip niyo about sa mundo? Maayos ba? Is everything okay? Is everything chaotic? Magulo ba ang mundo? Are everything in order? Ayos ba lahat? Ayun. Ano naiisip niyo about? Perception niyo lang, masaya ba maging bata, gano'n? Masaya ba kayo sa na-experience niyo ngayon? Dito, sa ano? Kuya, what are your thoughts? Happy naman kayo?
Ikaw.
Bakit naman? Kasi,
Dahil ko yung BBM.
ayan. So, kasi diba, yung bilang bata, going to school, parang mga bata tayo, diba? We always want to go to school. And it is one of the things that we think is right thing to do, to go to school, to study, to learn. Ayun. As a child, ganun yung perception natin. No? Now, I want you to read a short story. Short story written by Egyptian writer Naguib Mahfouz. Basahin nyo. Naguib Mahfouz. Okay. So, ayan. Let's have first a short background about the author. So, si Naguib Mahfouz, son of a civil servant, grew up in Cairo's district. Okay. So, yung Cairo in Egypt, parang ano siya, parang Manila. Sa Philippines, ano siya, kabisera, or the center of the economy ng Egypt. So, that's in Cairo in Egypt. He attended the Egyptian University, now Cairo University, where in 1934 he received a degree in philosophy. Mahfouz's earliest published works were short stories. He won the Nobel Peace Prize in Literature in 1988. His achievements as a short story writer are demonstrated in such collections such as Vinya Allah, God's Word in 1963, The Time and the Place, and Other Stories in 1991 and 77, are collection of these stories in English translation. Aside from the many short stories, Mahfouz wrote more than 45 novels during the span of his career. So si Mahfouz ay isang very well-known literature writer sa Egypt. So marami na siyang nasulat mga short stories and other stories, and he even won the Nobel Prize Award for Literature. So Nobel Prize, ibinibigay siya sa mga tao na mayroong great impact in different fields. For example, Nobel Prize in Films, Nobel Prize in Science, and Mathematics. So ano siya? Prestigious award siya, yung Nobel Prize. Okay. So now that you already know the background of Mahfouz, diba, tingnan nyo naman, son of civil servant. Anak siya ng nagsisilbi sa bayan. So doon pa lang makikita nyo na si Naguib Mahfouz ay isang down-to-earth na tao. Or talagang, he always writes for the people. He writes from the heart to the people and for the people. Yeah. So, pwede nyo basahin nyo na yung short story, and then tignan nyo dyan kung sino yung mga characters. Aware naman kayo sa characters. Sino yung mga tao dyan na nabanggit, gano'n. Saan yung setting? Saan naganap yung tagpo? For example, naganap yung short story sa gym, sa palengke, gano'n. Yeah. Saan, anong oras, gano'n. Basta, you assess the short story, and then you read it, and then you understand it. And after that, we'll have a short discussion. Pag-aral lang natin kung ano yung mga things dyan sa short story. Pwede nyo naman. So, after reading the short story, we have analyzed and understand its content, right? So, I have here a few questions for us to navigate, to assess, to analyze the short story, what's the meaning, the symbolisms inside of it. Okay. So, our first question, what did he feel toward the world outside after he left the school? how did the narrator describe the streets before he entered school? Ano yung ano? Ano sa tingin niyo yung na-feel ng character dun sa short story when he went outside the school nung lumabas na siya?
Na-realize niya po na, ano?
Sige. He realized that, may na-realize niya na
may kasabi niya sa kanya na wrongs ng mga bata. Tapos na-inlove po siya.
na-realize niya na iba na yung mundo sa labas.
Na-inlove po
Kumpara
siya.
kung pumunta siya. Diba? Kasi diba nung pumunta siya, parang high school pa, gano'n. Tapos nung lumabas na siya sa school,
Ay, na-realize ko na
Na masaya pala siya
Sa labas.
labas.
okay. So number 2, saan yung setting ng story? Saan naganap yung story?
sa school po.
Sa school.
Yes.
Kasi hinatid siya ng father niya sa school. Who are the characters in the story? Sino yung characters in the story?
Nag-give.
Hindi siya yung writer eh. Sino yung character in the story?
Wala akong ba nga?
Walang pangalan, pero merong character doon.
Father, mother.
Father, mother,
Yun. Father, mother, and children.
children, tapos yung sino yung nagsasalita? Ano tawag dun sa nagsasalita? Yun yung kukwento.
Ano tawag doon?
Ano, yung...
Ano ba nga eh?
Narrator.
Narrator.
Yung nagna-narrate ng short story. Siya yung nagkukwento dun sa experiences niya. Ano yun?
Narrator.
First person point of view. Ikaw mismo, siya mismo yung nagkukwento doon sa short story. Walang binakita pangalan, pero siya mismo yung nagkwento doon sa story niya. Number 4. What is the special event described in the first 3 paragraphs of the story? Ano yung special events na nabanggit dun sa may first 3 paragraphs?
Yung ano po, yung nagmamagic po.
Ayun, may nagmamagic, diba?
Sa Syracuse.
Basta may ano tawag doon?
Yung mga, may mga cloud.
Yung mga magicians, mga clowns, and performers. Okay, number 5. Based on the story, can you say that the narrator's school is better than your school? Patingin nyo ba, mas maganda yung school ng narrator kaysa sa school nyo? Is your school way better than the school of the narrator, or the narrator's school is better than your school?
School po ng narrator.
Ayun na, mas maganda yung school ng narrator. Kasi may courtyard. Maganda yung harap. Tapos describe siya as very explicit. Maganda yung school. Okay. So now, I want to discuss to you yung themes, yung symbolisms, at saka yung narrative style ng story. So yung short story ay nag-show ng passage of time. Bakit passage of time? Di ba nakita nyo, his father escorted him going to school. Then after the school, he went out, realizing na he went older. Hindi napansin niyo. Napansin niyo na parang when he went out, iba na yung nakita niya sa paligid. Yeah. Okay. It is also a coming of age and life cycle. The transition from childhood to old age is portrayed as continuous journey filled with learning, growth, and inevitability. So, di ba nagnatin siya ng dad niya sa school? Tapos, in school, he learned. He nourished. Natuto siya. He flourished. Nag-grow siya. And then, it is a cycle na when he went out, he's already old. Na he realized a lot of things na yung world, when the time he went inside, it's different from the time when he went out. Yan. It symbolizes growth and the cycle of life. Illusion of time. Time is shown as subjective experience. What feels like a day is actually a lifetime. Di ba minsan we feel, there are times that you feel that a 1 hour feels like a whole day.
Yes.
yung feeling nyo, yung 1 hour sa classroom, it feels like you already spent a lot of time inside of it, di ba? There are times na ganito feel natin. So, short story, yung 1 day is represented as a whole day. It was really a whole day. Kaya nga, di ba, when he went in his school together with his father, he learned there, he flourished there, and then when he went outside, he's already old. Realizing that life when he goes in is different in the life when he goes out. Okay. Change and modernity. The unfamiliar cityscape and the end represents how the world changes while we age. Diba? We realize that from time to time, everything changes. For example, right now, hindi ko lang kayo, you are learning from me, and then there are times na you're already old na. You have your own career, for example, police na siya, you're a doctor.
Nagtuto na kami.
Yeah. It's a passage of growing old and achieving your dreams. It's a change, diba?
Changing.
Those are the themes, this is story, the passage of time, the coming of age, the life cycle, the illusion of time, the change that you can get. Those are the things that you can see in the story. Yung school, it symbolizes a place of growth, discipline, learning, and social interaction. Diba sa school, we learn things. We learn how to be kind, we learn how to help people, we learn how to write, to speak, to read. Those things impart to us for us to grow, to flourish, and to become better. Gets niyo? Alright. Okay. The gate. Yung gate ng school represents boundary between different life stages, childhood, adulthood, life, and death. So, diba? When we enter a gate, we already go into a different place. Parang ano lang yan? When we enter a gate, we grow older. For example, yung birthday natin, this is a gate for us to grow older. Mag-end here, yung journey mo, and then you go to another journey, which is the school. Modern city. It is a metaphor of how the world moves on, often leaving us feeling of peace. Diba? Minsan, you realize that time is really fast. Parang way back few years, you're just a kid, running and playing. Diba? And then now, ano lang kayo, nagbibinata na kayo, you already grew.
Like yung makulente ko dyan, naalala ko pa.
Diba?
Nalapunta ako dito.
Parang,
Nakapunta ako dito sa lugar na to.
this is a modern, a passage of growing old. So, in conclusion, Mahfouz masterfully used a simple event, a trip to school, reflect on the entire human experience. So, yung buong short story, ano siya, entire human experience. It is experience of going to school, learning, and going out, facing the real world. So, it is a poignant meditation on life's fleeting nature, the inevitability of living with this regretting pace of change. So, what you can learn from the short story is that life is too fast. We grew older day by day. And what you should do is do your best, study hard, do all things that makes you happy, and don't forget to syempre to pray to God. And then everything will go and it's right. Diba? Yung life, ano siya, passage siya, lang siya isang short story. You get older, diba? Matanda kayo, you learn from things you experience. And yun yung gusto kong ipalit ng short story. So to conclude our session for today, I want you to remember that what you do today will reflect your future. Kung ano yung mga ginagawa mo ngayon, somehow, in the near future, it will reflect the things that you can experience in the future. So kung ngayon, magbubulak-bulak kayo, or you just...
Paano siya magre-reflect niya, magbulak-bulak mo yun. Walang mangyayari.
In the future, wala mangyayari sa'yo. Ayaw.
And kung naman ako, mag-aaral ng mabuti, magiging mabait, magiging maganda yung
You get to have a good life.
Diba?
Kaya nga, di ba, you always try to do good things in life. Gawin niyo lahat ng magandang bagay. Pero kasi, bilang ang bata naman, kagaya sa akin, hindi naman natin maiiwasang gumawa pa rin ng mali. Di ba? Nag-ano pa rin tayo sa magulang natin, talagang hindi pa rin natin sila sinusunod. Pero, we should try as much as possible na sundin pa rin sila, study hard. Kasi, things that we can achieve in the future are not for them, it's for ours. Kasi, we will never know when time kung hindi sila kukunin.
Yes.
And then you don't want to be left behind, not knowing things in life, di ba? Kaya, you learn to grow, you use your talent, and you improve the things in your life para in your future, get to have a good life. Yun lang naman. Session ulit tayo sa Wednesday. Speaking,
Wednesday.
Tapos wala naman. Hindi, sure na to talaga.
Ano ka na?